Hi, I'm Dave Senkfor, and I'm here on site today with Eric Niemira of Sierra Precision Products here in Chandler, Arizona. And Eric, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into the manufacturing business and what you're doing right here?
I came out to go to ASU in '91, and I started playing pool, and I found out that you put a tip on a pool cue with a lathe. And I happened to have a lathe that was my grandfather's in Illinois, so I shipped it out here and started to learn how it worked, and I started putting tips on pool cues, and then I wanted to expand it into making a whole pool cue and doing inlay and stuff.
And then how did you get into the machine shop business where you were actually making metal parts as opposed to the pool cue?
We were building pool cues and getting pretty good at it, and we had bought equipment that was capable of metalworking through a friend who had a job that was more metalworking. We tapered out of pool cues and more into manufacturing, and bought more machines that could support the metalworking, and then the inspection stuff to go along with it.
I see that you've decided to purchase more used equipment than new equipment. In fact, you may not have any really new equipment. What's been your philosophy on that and why you went that direction?
Our business model from the beginning was to have a great variety of capacities. And if we were to go out and buy a new machine, we would have been able to maybe purchase one or two new machines. And instead, I looked into the used route and found that we could find gems out there, and sometimes they needed a little work, sometimes they didn't, that we could get more machines with a greater variety of capacities to accomplish instead of just having your basic mill and basic turning set.
What other things do you think attributes to the fact that you've been successful so far?
Well, I think our skill set has evolved into working with tougher alloys, closer precision parts, and not commodity stuff. We find our niche in precision, large and small parts.
Eric, when we were on the shop, we had talked about the three things that you kind of attribute to your continued success in the business. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's a pretty simple formula. We make quality parts at a competitive price and deliver them on time, and that seems to work. And if you follow that formula, you will have success with your customers. We work with difficult parts, and we like the difficult parts. We like cutting the tough alloys and holding close tolerance, and we've developed a system to where we can maintain quality on difficult parts.
And what do you think your biggest challenge right now going forward to expand your business might be?
One of our biggest challenges is definitely labor. I think we share that with a lot of the other businesses in town. The labor pool is not as great as it used to be. The skill sets out there don't necessarily match up with what we're looking for.
So the customers are finding you. It's just a matter of finding the amount of good quality labor that can run the machines and set them up and then make parts, make good parts the first time.
I mean, the system's in place. You know, to get the work in, and the know-how is there. It's just expanding that.
Eric, another question I had to ask you is, can you tell us a little bit about your capabilities in terms of the services that you offer as a company, and also some services that you wouldn't expect to see in a smaller shop like yours?
Well, we have, you know, machining centers, turning centers, pallet change machining centers and stuff like that. But we, as a small shop, have grinding capacity. We do centerless grinding, we do Blanchard grinding, we do precision surface grinding. We also have EDM equipment. We have a small screw machine. So we
also have a Swiss machine.
Yeah, Swiss screw. So we are able to take on more than just your average job shop, from small parts to big parts. We have a 3060 machining center that kind of opens up our capacity to do big work, and then we make very small parts that are turned. So having a well-rounded capacity allows our customers to come to us for all kinds of different work.
Eric, you got a great looking shop here. Clearly you got a lot of different machines.
Yeah.
Like you said, from the EDM to the turning, milling, surface grinding, and all kinds of other grinding. And you've got the real range of opportunities to offer your customers and potential customers what kind of work they might want to be putting with you. Great, really great job.
Thank you.
Well, again, I want to thank you, Eric, for spending time with us today with this with the on-site video series. And again, I was here today, Dave Senkfor, TopGun Consulting, with Eric Niemira of Sierra Precision Products in Chandler, Arizona. I hope that you were able to take something from this and see how small businesses are dealing with their everyday challenges. And if you have any other questions about these kinds of things and would like some help with that, please feel free to call me.